Greetings, gamers! Welcome to part number 22 of my Let's Play Fire Emblem 9 Path of Radiance. And in today's episode, I have a lot to do in this old road town in Begnion, as per the Apostles' request, and also the fact that it's kind of foggy, isn't it? Awesome. So Leith is transformed first and foremost. Now, of course, I'm going to be visiting all of the houses in this chapter. Oh, bother. Buying all these good things is well and good, but I simply can't carry it all. And where's Largo? He leaves me in this backwater burg and wanders off to goddess only knows where. Hello? Oh, you there. Today's your lucky day. You've arrived at just the right time. I have something nice to give you. I just got back from a shopping spree, and I got this as a free bonus of sorts. Oh, please, no need to thank me. When you're a sophisticate like me, you never want for trinkets. Or men, for that matter. Well, toodle-doo. Then be sure to treasure that for the rest of your days. Now, which way to the nearest city? A spirit dust. So that is a magic item that increases the user's magic power. I have some ideas of who I'm going to be giving a lot of the stat boosters I have left over and the ones I'm going to be gaining later on. But I'm not totally sure who's going to get some of them because Ike here is actually kind of a bit lower strength than normal. I'd say about 2 or 3 points lower. So depending on how much strength he has by endgame, I may have to give him some of that stuff. But otherwise, I think I'm pretty well fairly fine. So first and foremost, what I'm going to be doing is actually using this torch staff to light my way. Fantastic. Can Ike KO you in any way, shape, or form? No. Absolutely not. So what I'm probably going to have to do is KO you with Titania, which works just fine. Actually, I can use... Well, I might not be able to use this. But I might be able to... Well, I was going to put Titania here and Ike here, and then let this guy have free reign, but he couldn't reach Volk anyway. I wanted to test to see if he would attack Volk with the whole shade issue. Ike is very close to max level, and he's got kind of a while before he promotes. Not a long while, but long enough. So I am probably going to be holding off on using Ike too often. Alright. Leith is actually being used in a Gamerman Let's Play. This must be some kind of amazing, wild dream. I'll just put it that way, because I do not like the Legus in this game. I just don't. I know there's a lot of people who do. I know that there's also a lot of people who would probably look at my dislike of them and be like, well, what are you, crazy? But they're just not great units. Oh, what terrible luck. My sixth sense told me that the weather would be nice today.
Hey, grumbling and whining won't pay off your debt. Come on, beautiful, cough up my gold.
I'd dearly love to pay you, but unfortunately I'm broke.
Not again. You're employed as a bodyguard. Why don't you have enough gold to pay me back? Ugh. When we get back to the base, I'll get what's mine. Try to run and you'll pay in pain.
Threaten all you like. I can't give you what I don't have. Oh, I hope that sounded brave. Oh dear, what am I supposed to do? It seems I must go crawling back to my dear sister once again. Oh, she's going to be so mad, but in the end, I'm sure she'll help. After all, it's for the life of her brother. Right, tonight I pay a little visit to the barracks of the Sacred Pegasus Knights. Very nice. A good old hit, or miss I should say, on Mist. You do have to be very careful about the bandits in this chapter because they will absolutely 100% make their way to burn down the houses in the top left corner. And you do want these houses. They have some very good things. I wonder, can Mordecai smite? That's funny. Mordecai can. Doesn't quite matter. There is a unit up here that I do want to recruit. I have to be kind of careful because I'm pretty sure he doesn't have any ranged attacks. In fact, I'm 100% positive. So, if he gets KO'd, I'll tell you his stats. Not going to use him anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And the rest of my units will wait right over here. Yeah, and just to show off, Volk is not a combatively good unit. He just is not. Like, for instance, this unit here, he could go ahead and KO, so I could go do something else. But by and large, he's never going to be a unit in which you're going to get a good amount of success with him, even when trained. And it's just because knives are that bad. And the peddler here, I think I'm going to beat up on you with good old Titania. Nice. Save a use. That was perfect. Just what I was hoping for. Not technically, but kind of. Now, it is almost pointless to have Volk do this. Oh, especially because he can't actually KO. Then that's definitely pointless. The thing is, Mist does want to have a C rank in swords, but like I said before, I want to get her to S rank in staves. So I'm going to be spamming the torch staff this entire chapter. I'm going to be using it up this chapter, in fact, because I do not believe there is any other in the dark or in the fog chapters in this game. See, that's kind of funny because Ike also has so much resistance right now. I've never had an Ike with this much resistance. I mean, seriously, he is only, what, 9 points away from max, and he's going to get, I think, either 2 or 3 upon promotion. So he's actually very much closer to max than I typically have him. Leith is pulling all her weight. Mordecai should transform in the time that she is untransformed, but sometimes that just doesn't work out because the Legus do lose points per battle, even if they do not take any attacks in that battle. And a Legus lance. Perfect thing for Leith to have on her person, right? So this is how I am going to lure out. Okay, perfect. He is right there. I'm going to lure out said unit without getting him KO'd. Okay, so that party is all good and done. Yeah, so in technicality, it is inefficient to have so few units in some aspects, but in reality, because I'm not going to use any of the others, and this is a pre-promote run, I'm wanting to very quickly here phase out all the units that I will not be using, because otherwise, you know, they're just wasting space. Alright, so Iron Axe is good for you. Send the Legus bow to the convoy. I'm going to go ahead and torch up here. And then I'm going to wait. Funny that he attacked Mist instead of Titania, or Titania instead of Mist. But reality is, even though he would do way more damage to Mist, she has a lot of avoid right now and weapon triangle advantage. The enemy does take this into effect, and I do like that. Oh, actually attacking Ike instead of going for the houses? That's intriguing. And I do believe, yes, he is poisoned. Are you a mercenary too? It's a tough life being a warrior for hire, isn't it? I don't like having to do this, but I must pay off my debts, or my sister will have my head. Okay, he did not go back. He could have actually cantoed back a very far distance.
They're crushing us. They're nothing but a pack of rats, but they fight like demons. But no matter how tough they are, there's no way they can stand up to a real monster. Hey, you there, release the feral. Now all we have to do is sit back and watch them chew their heads clean off.
I think I'll be just fine. In fact, Titania does have a Legu's axe for just such an occasion. I'm going to KO these guys. I kind of want to KO him because he's got a hand axe. And of course, Mist can do it. She is, with that sword, my best combative unit in this game. And her first proc of soul. Didn't do anything for her this time, but there's going to come times where it could end up being a great boon. Once I have more healers, it's not going to particularly matter. And then I'm going to attack you. Now, I do not remember if the Legus, the feral ones, move. Oh, please, Ike. No strength, are we kidding? I do not recall if the feral ones move. They might on difficult mode. If they do, Ike could be in a little bit of danger here. Okay. And of course, I'm going to go ahead and talk to Makalov. Brother? Hey, Masha. Hey, a long time, huh? Good timing, though. I was just thinking about paying you a visit, sis. Long time? Long time? You dungheel? Where in the name of heaven have you been? You racked up all that debt and then ran away? You're such an irresponsible skunk. Thanks to your worthless hide, I had to leave the sacred Pegasus Knights. Huh? But why? Because there were a bunch of debt collectors hanging around the barracks, that's why. Oh, that's a shame. Listen, I was trying to increase the money I borrowed and pay off the original, but it vanished. And I swear that it just kept happening. I'd almost get enough and then poof, gone. Ha ha ha. Huh? Huh. You rat, you cheese-eating rat, you haven't changed at all. Let's go. You're coming with me. With you? Where am I going? What am I going to do? You're joining my company. I'm going to let Ike beat some sense into you. We'll see how that works. No, wait, I'm working for these guys at the moment and, well, if I just up and joined with the other side, it might cause problems. Stuff it, you sponge brain. No more lame excuses. Follow me now. Sorry, sis, sorry, I'm coming. Another spineless man. Alright, let's take her and put her off to the side. And I'm going to talk about my new unit, Makalov. He is a sword knight, the only one you get in the game specifically as a sword knight. And he comes with a 60% HP growth, 55% strength, 5% magic, 45% skill, 50% speed, 25% luck, 45% defense, and 25% resistance. He actually has pretty outstanding growths, by and large, for the most part. However, concerning my team, even though I have used him before to great success, the greatest contribution he gives to my team is this red gem he has in his pocket. With the sword rank level of C, he's actually well-to-do concerning weapon ranks as at base, because again, this, even though yes, there's brave weapons at B rank and silver weapons at A rank, the best sword in this game to use for the majority of the situations is a killing edge. Now, I did say that there is no point in a previous episode of getting S rank in swords. That's a lie. You get the Vague Kati, which is the only S rank sword in the game, and it is the super special ultimate weapon, and it is actually technically better than a Killing Edge. But it's also the only one of its kind you get, and not something to necessarily be wasted on regular old battles. Now, I'm going to use it, blow it, waste it, whatever, because you can't use it on, like, the final boss, for instance. But Makalov is pretty well one of the last units I would be concerned with using that, especially because we get some units later on in this game who are either S rank in swords already or very close. Now, he comes with Tempest, which doubles biorhythm effects. There is some debate that goes around whether or not Makalov and Kyran had their abilities swapped, because Makalov is this gambler and Kyran is this unstable man. And I would dare say if their abilities were swapped, it would make a lot more sense. But I just think they're both unstable. Kind of not great guys, let's be real. So, with that being said, that is Makalov. I'm going to go ahead and visit a house, maybe both houses with him. Did you say cattle? A battle? Stranger? What? Oh, danger, goodness, what am I to do? Oh, maybe this will help, dearie. It's just lying here collecting dust, just like me. Never a visitor. Anyway, I don't know what it does, but it's pretty. If I gave it to my grandkids, they might write once in a while. Here, take it. Now do me a favor and protect my house, all right? No, my house. A mouse? Where? Senile. So we get the Vantage Scroll, which is the exact same skill that Mia has at base as her personal skill. This is a fantastic skill, especially if you give it to certain units who have stuff like Wrath, because Wrath and Vantage can combo in this game. Alright, these three are going to stay over here because I am going to be visited by a bandit. Nice that he missed. Another one is going to be attacking him, unfortunately. Oh. Attacking Volk, huh? And he doesn't even KO. Yeah, man, I know he's pretty much at base level and whatnot, but it's not really about him. Volk could have max stats right now and he'd still be not that great. Knives. I wish they had treated knives as they did in Radiant Dawn. Of course, this is hindsight, right? Nice. I do have people to heal, which would, be great. Great experience, that is. So Leith started that turn with 5 in her gauge. Alright, what's her level going to look like? Pretty darn decent. This is probably the most experience, literally, I've gotten for Leith in who knows how long. Yeah, so she loses 4 per battle, which is kind of absurd, if you think about it. Alright, I'm going to wait right here. I'm actually going to use Mordecai to attack and KO this guy. I'm going to be healing up Ike, but I'm also going to be moving Mist and Titania up a little bit further forward. Now, she does have a Restore Staff, which is nice. But Poison is not something that I use Restore Staffs on unless I was going to necessarily blow. Are you kidding? Just 1 magic? Not something I necessarily use a restore on, unless, like, for instance, I didn't have Torch. Now, granted, I'm pretty much at the end of this chapter, and being honest, I think I'm going to blow this torch before I continue this chapter. Just, all in all, I think it's a good idea. I'm going to visit this house. I found this in the river, but my mom said it was dirty, and I had to throw it away. Do you want it? Really? All right, you can have it. Take care of it, please. Secret book. So that's just a stat booster, a very good one. Something that even if you're not going to use, which I'm strongly considering not using my secret books, you can sell them for 4,000 gold apiece, right? Hey, you. Why don't you lay down your weapons and walk out of here with your lives? You can posture as much as you want, but there's no way you can beat us.
Shut it. I don't know why you're here, but if we lose our cargo, we lose everything. It ain't happening.
In that case, we've no choice. You'll receive no mercy from us. Yeah, so very honestly, I'm going to check both of these guys. Condition, he's got 2 more turns of it. He's got 3 more turns of it. I'm actually going to blow 2 restores. And then I'm going to do some healing. And then I'm going to blow the rest of my torch staff. Yes, I'm going to be doing this off screen, just because it would be pointless for me to do on screen just so you can see. It's going to take several turns. And yes, this is technically grinding, but there are no other... Well, actually, you know what? I need to check this real quick. This is very important. I think there might actually be one more fog chapter. Unfortunately, with all of my research, I cannot discover, but I think chapter 24 or 25. No, it's 24. I think chapter 24 might also have fog. So I'm going to change my plans a little bit. I am not going to be blowing all of these torches, just 3. So it will be unfortunate if it turns out that I'm not right in this matter, but it's just going to be one of those moments where I'm just going to have to deal with it. If that's the case, I'll just sell the torch, right? Money is money in Fire Emblem. Legu's axe. Wow, 31 times 2. That's incredible. Yeah, so here's Gashalama, a berserker. He comes with a killer axe. I definitely want that. I'm going to be getting that, of course. Gashalama is interesting. He's one of the units that people thought were possibly recruitable. I don't believe this. I don't think this was ever the case. There is a unit, however, coming up somewhat soon who's a warrior who I think you could have been able to recruit at some time in development, but the idea was scrapped. There is some data to suggest that that's possibly the case, but there's no absolute proof. Yeah, so Steel Axe. She actually KOs with a Steel Axe. Does she KO both with the Steel Axe, though? No. I could just use the Legu's axe, but... What about you? Yeah, so this is going to waste 4 uses of my Legu's axe. Granted, there's not too many instances after this where I'm going to need it, but I think it's just better to use the Steel Axe. Next chapter in particular is a chapter where the Legu's axe is very useful, but you also don't want to KO. You want to avoid KOing as many of the units next chapter as possible due to the hidden ability of gaining more experience points, bonus experience points to be particular. Yeah, with how many times Titania's been hit in this game, you would think she would activate counter just a little bit more, but it's just not the case with her, is it? Gosh, that was a good level up, though. Mist, you could learn a thing or 2, or 3, or 4. As in stats. Alright, Volk, you can keep taking your damage. Yeah, so he will KO. So if I were to attack here, I got hit, and then I got crit, I would get KO'd. So I'm not going to attack, but... I'm going to wait right there. 16 times 3. That's not exactly good. Let me just say that. Yeah, I really wish this game had experience points bars dictating how close you are to your levels. This is something that's not the case in a lot of games. Thracia is one of those. Thracia does not have experience points bars that dictate how close you are to, or not really dictate, but tell you how close you are to your next weapon level. But the issue is that doesn't really matter so much if you use... Oh, come on. Okay, she has to run away. If you use the translation patch that I do, which is far and away like one of the best ways to play that game, period. Okay, I have a lot of units poisoned.
Tigers are dangerous. I've got to trick it into drinking the medicine. Oh.
Ooh. Man, that's not good. Nice. Makalov actually doing something. Yeah, so many of my units are poisoned, it's actually kind of funny. Very inconsistent with how much damage you take, which is one of the reasons why it's not really all that big a deal. I'm going to take this guy out because he would just run away. So, why not? Makalov can get his time to shine, right? Yeah, that's not great. Not great at all. So, I'm going to have to attack you at range with a hand axe.
You're just like us. You eat meat, you ride horses. I mean, come on. We're not hurting any humans here. What's wrong with buying and selling a few half-breeds?
Yeah, he does have a vulnerary, which... Yeah, I mean, I could steal from him so he doesn't heal up. Oh, I can't steal from him. Don't have enough speed. Yep, not enough speed. So the idea here would be to just, I guess, move out of the way, because I do want to use up one more torch, granted. And then next turn is when I will be finishing him off. Since I decided not to go the route of... Oh, he moves? Man, I forgot about that. That's actually pretty incredible. Not something you want to necessarily forget about, but I'm guessing his AI is to move only when he needs to heal. That was very strange. 19 times 2. Titania and Mordecai are her supports. Alright. Gotta hope here that he does not crit her. Okay, Gashalama, get ready. Nice.
How did this happen? I've lost everything.
Well, it's because you are an enemy in a Fire Emblem game.
Our duty is done. Let's grab the cargo and get out of here.
The Grail mercenaries have returned. Well done. The news of your victory is welcome, as is the cargo you seized. Now, about your payment. Wait, this mysterious cargo was a bunch of really heavy crates. Would you tell me what they contained? That... Your job was to deliver the cargo. You've no need to investigate further. But Princess Alencia has returned to her quarters. You would do well to inform her of your safe return. It appears that the Apostle will handle your payment on the morrow. Perhaps you can speak with her then. I beg your leave. I must be going. Very well.
Thank all of you for coming, my fellow Legu's Kings, and entering the end of this episode.
Yes, so this is going to be the end off of this episode on a pretty good note, too, because I would beg to say that that is probably the best cinematic in all of Path of Radiance. Now, I have to say that's partly due to the fact that there's no voice acting. The voice acting in Tellius is a shame, to say the least. But with all that being said, I want to thank you for joining me. If you like my content, please upvote and follow, or like and subscribe, depending on your platform. And while you're at it, have a great and glorious day gaming.